You wake up to freezing rain hammering your face. No alarm clock, no snooze button. Just a boot to your ribs and a voice screaming in Old Norse that you don't fully understand yet. Welcome to your first day as a Viking. And if you think this is bad, wait until you see what comes next. Thrall, the expendable. You are nothing. Literally, you're not even considered a person. You're a thrall, a slave, and your life expectancy is about as long as milk left out in the sun. You were captured during a raid, or maybe you were born into this. Either way, you're property now. Your owner can beat you, sell you, or kill you without consequence. No trial, no appeal, just done. Your day starts before dawn. You're hauling water, chopping wood, emptying chamber pots, and doing every disgusting job no one else wants. You sleep on dirt floors with the livestock. Sometimes you are the livestock. You eat scraps, if you're lucky. Most days you're just trying not to starve or freeze to death. And here's the kicker. You have zero chance of promotion. None. You will die a thrall unless your owner decides to free you out of pity or drunken
We can help gather
generosity.
more.
Good.
Spoiler alert, that almost never happens. You're the intern who never gets hired, except the internship lasts your entire life and ends with you in an unmarked grave. Carl, the worker bee. Congratulations, you're free. You're a Carl now, a freeman. You're not rich, but you're not someone's punching bag anymore. You own a small plot of land, maybe some animals, and you actually have rights. You can marry, own property, and testify in court. This is the Viking middle class, and it's where most people live and die. Your days are brutal manual labor. Farming, fishing, building, repairing. You work until your hands bleed, then you work some more. There's no weekend, no vacation days. If the crops fail, you starve. If winter hits hard, you freeze. You're constantly one bad season away from disaster. But here's the thing, you have options now. You can join a raid, and if you're smart, ruthless, and incredibly lucky, you can climb. Most Carls never do. They live quiet, hard lives and die in their 40s from infection or exhaustion. But some decide they'd rather risk everything for a shot at something more. Drenger, the raider. You've made a choice. You're going Viking.
Here is the payment.
Not the culture,
Thank you.
the verb.
And the rest.
You're a
Agreed.
Drenger now.
Good. We're
a
square.
warrior, and you've signed up for violence as a career path. You've got a weapon, maybe some basic armor, and absolutely no idea what you're in for. Your first raid is chaos. You're on a long ship with 30 other men, most of whom you barely know. You're rowing for hours, maybe days, your hands blistering and bleeding. Then you hit land and suddenly you're sprinting toward a monastery or a village, screaming like a maniac because fear and adrenaline have taken over. You're not some elite warrior yet, you're cannon fodder. You're in the back, hoping the guy in front of you doesn't
my honor?
die,
Your
so
honor
you
is
don't
a
have to
lie.
be next.
Retract that or
You
face
grab
me.
what you
I will
can.
not.
Silver, livestock, weapons, people, and you run back to the ship before the locals organize a counterattack. If you're lucky, you make it back. If you're not, you're face down in the mud with an axe in your spine. But if you survive, you get a cut of the loot. Not much, maybe enough for a decent weapon or some livestock. But it's more than you had before. And if you survive a few more raids, people start to know your name. Herdman, the professional. You've proven yourself. You're a herdman now, part of a Jarl's personal warband. This is a career position. You're a professional killer, and you get paid for it. You receive land, livestock, gifts, and a place in the Great Hall. You eat well, you drink well. You're somebody,
Knights, the reports are
but you've
clear.
also
We must act
signed your
now.
life away.
What of the eastern flank?
You're
I
sworn
have
to
a
your
plan.
Jarl, and that
Warriors,
oath is
the enemy
binding.
approaches from the east.
If
We
he
must hold
says
this ground
raid,
at all costs.
you
Fight
raid.
with me, and
If
victory
he
will be
says
ours.
fight, you fight. If he says die, you die. There's no calling in sick.
We strike here
no
at dawn.
retirement plan.
Move the ships to flank.
You're his
Agreed?
until one of
Agreed.
you is dead.
All right, one
The
at a
politics
time.
are
Sir, sold me a bad
suffocating.
barrel.
It
You're
was fine when it
constantly
left.
surrounded
A
by
partial
other
refund, then.
warriors, all of
Here's
whom
our
want the
tribute from the
same thing
fields.
you do.
It is accepted. The
More
village
land,
is protected, and grain
more
for the stores.
respect, more favor from the Jarl. You're watching your back at feasts as much as you are in battle. One wrong comment, one perceived insult, and you're in a blood
We
feud
must
that
find
ends
common
with your
ground.
family
Words are wind
butchered.
to warriors.
We do
And the
not yield,
raids,
then we are at an
they're
impasse.
bigger now. You're not hitting monasteries anymore. You're attacking fortified cities, fighting trained soldiers. The stakes are higher, the danger is worse, and the nightmares don't stop. You've killed so many people you've lost count. Some of them deserved it. Most didn't. You don't think about that anymore. Herseer, the officer. You've climbed higher. You're a Herseer, a local chieftain and military commander.
My
You
lord,
lead
the
men
enemy is
into
upon
battle.
us.
How close?
They crest
You
the
own
hill. We must
significant
arm now.
land. You have power, influence, and enemies who want you dead. You're responsible for everything now. Organizing raids, settling disputes,
My lord, the
collecting
eastern borders are under
taxes,
threat. We
managing
must send
resources.
reinforcements before it's too late.
It's like being a CEO, except your board meetings involve axes and your quarterly reviews are blood
To our
oaths.
alliance, my friend.
You're
and to
constantly
prosperity for our
balancing
peoples.
loyalty, ambition, and survival. Other Herseers are watching you. Jarls are watching you. Your own men are watching you. One major failure and you're replaced. One betrayal and you're murdered in your sleep. You trust no one completely, and you sleep with a weapon within arm's reach. But you're close now, close to real power. If you're smart, ruthless, and lucky enough to survive the constant scheming and violence,
Warrior, the hour of
you
battle is
might
upon
just
us.
make it to the top.
Charge with me to
Jarl,
victory!
the warlord. You've made it. You're a Jarl, a regional warlord
Troops
with
advance
armies,
rightward, form the
land,
line.
and power
Keep
that most
formation,
people
press
can't
forward.
imagine. You control territories. You command loyalty. You sit in the great
You
hall
traitor!
while
After
others
all we've been
serve
through,
you.
I did what I had to,
You
no
become
choice.
what
No
you
choice,
once
you betrayed us
feared.
all. The
But the
sentence is
throne
death. It will be
is
done
made
now.
of knives.
Mercy, I implore you.
Every other Jarl wants what you have. Every ambitious Herseer is waiting for you to slip.
What
Every
are you
decision
hiding?
you make could trigger a
Your
war.
eyes betray you.
You're constantly negotiating alliances,
I receive you as envoys
arranging
of peace.
marriages,
We bow in respect
managing
to your
betrayals, and preparing for the next threat. You've lost count of how many men you've killed personally, how many you've ordered killed, how many died because of your decisions. You tell yourself it was necessary, that it was survival, that this is just how the world works. And maybe you're right. Or maybe you're just like everyone else who climbed this ladder. You've become the monster you needed to be to survive. Konungur, the king. You've reached the summit. You're a king now. You rule multiple regions. You command thousands. Your name will be remembered in sagas. You've achieved
The
what
alliance
almost
must be
no one
secret.
does.
I agree.
And
We
you're
move
more
at dawn.
paranoid
the
than
maps
ever.
will guide us.
Because everyone
The council
wants you
favors
dead.
him, but the
Your
people support
rivals,
us.
your
He is
former
right.
allies, your own sons. The higher you climb, the harder you fall.
Giles,
And
hear
the
my
fall
command.
from
My
king
authority is
is always
supreme. You will
fatal.
obey without question.
You don't
My will
sleep
is law.
well anymore. You don't trust anyone. You're constantly watching for the blade in the dark,
Sire,
the
the enemy has breached
poison
the
in the
northern
cup,
gates. Breached? How is
the
this possible?
betrayal you
Their numbers
didn't
were
see
overwhelming, my
coming.
lord.
You've sacrificed everything, your youth, your innocence, your humanity for this position. And now that you have it, you realize it's a prison made of gold and blood. The truth. This is what it was like. Every rank, every step. From slave to king, the Viking world was brutal,
Northern
unforgiving,
territories demand
and
immediate
soaked
action.
in
An
violence.
impossible choice. We
Some
are brass as
climbed,
slag.
most died trying. A few made it to the top and discovered that the view from up there is just a better angle to see all the bodies you stepped over to get there. The Vikings weren't romantics. They were survivors in a world that didn't care if they lived or died. And every single one of them, from thrall to king, knew that the only difference between ranks was how much you were willing to sacrifice to move up, and how long you could survive once you got there.